A lot of people get into YouTube with the idea of making videos, and they don't think about how important audio is to a video experience. Editing audio can be really time consuming, and I'm not even talking about adding in like Foley work or sound effects. I mean just making sure that your voice is easy to understand. If people can't understand you, or if they have to constantly fight with the volume when they're watching your videos or your podcast, then they're going to stop watching your videos and your podcasts. Getting your voice right is hard, and there are tons of tools that you can use to do this. You can use expanders, compressors, limiters, EQ, and an unlimited number of plugins that are available for programs like Final Cut Pro and Davinci Resolve. And that's what I used to do on every single video. But like I said, it's really time consuming to do this, and I found it hard to be consistent, which is very important. Well, in Davinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version, by the way, they introduced a new feature in the Fairlight page. It's called the Audio Assistant, and it does the audio mix for you once you're done editing your video. And since I was able to figure out how to get it working just the right way, I have put it on every single video and podcast that I've published since it came out. So today, I want to show you how I use it, where it fails, and how you can fix what the audio assistant gets wrong. By the way, I'm Bill, and this is my channel all about making videos. I have gear recommendations, tutorials, and interviews. If that sounds good, get comfortable, get subscribed, and let's get started. So I've got my main edit done, and the next thing that I need to work on for this project is the audio. Well, first off, I'm going to go back to my edit page. I'm going to click on the media pool, and I'm going to right-click my timeline. And I'm going to come down here to duplicate timeline. This is basically a backup in case something happens that I don't like once I actually use this new tool. All right, back down to the Fairlight tab. And then I'm going to come up here to timeline, and then AI tools and audio assistant. No matter where it is that you are sending your video, most people are going to be sending it to YouTube, but you can find the preset that you're looking for there. I'm just going to leave it at YouTube since everything that I make goes to YouTube or Spotify. And then I'm going to click on Auto Mix. Now what Davinci Resolve is going to do, first off, you probably noticed that the colors are changing and the volume levels are changing as well. That's because what it's doing is it's going through and identifying this is audio that is a dialogue. This is audio that's sound effect. This is music. And it's going to set those to be different kinds of audio. Then it's going through and does the dialogue mix where it takes all of the dialogue and kind of levels it out so you don't have to worry about the listener having to turn the volume up and down. It does the same thing with the music. It does the same thing with its sound effects. And then finally, it'll go through and do a final master where it tries to get the audio, the final audio to land right around the standard that YouTube wants, which is around -14 LUFS or loudness units full scale, which is something I'll show you up here in just a minute once this is all done. Okay, so now that it's all done, let's give it a listen and see how it did as mixing it. We can see heavy use of the left track. The one thing I will notice is that the music is still a little bit too loud for my tastes, but we can fix that with EQ just by making a little scoop that cuts out for our voices right there. And it'll be different for you. You want to see where your voice is landing in there. Let's see how that sounds. Pad with everything labeled. Plus, it is using gyro. All right, so it sounds pretty good to me. Let's see what it says up here under my loudness meter. It says YouTube. They're showing us LUFS. The goal is -14, which is why that's highlighted in white. And I'm going to hit play, and we can see where the meters are landing, which I prefer. So let's try this out. Press X to apply the layout, and then the Steam button to get back into the game. And it's hitting really, really close to -14 LUFS, which is exactly what I want. So now I'm done editing, or so I would think. But here's the problem that made me want to make this video. If we come all the way over here to the very end, I'm going to zoom in on the end, and I'm going to play the end. Listen to this, and I hope to see you on the next one. Let's try that one. Listen again. I'm Bill. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Now you hear how it kind of faded out at the end? I don't want that. I want them to hear me say But see you on the next one. But I don't understand why DaVinci Resolve does this, but they just fade all of the audio out at that point. It drives me absolutely crazy. And because of that, I did not use this tool for quite a long time until I figured out how to fix that. Now, most people would probably look at this and say, well, Bill, if you just make this a little bit bigger, you can see it's faded out right there. And I could click this, get rid of that fade. I'll do the same thing with the music. Click this, get rid of that fade, and let's hit play. Hope to see you on the next one. For watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. But it's still faded. Why is it still faded? Because that is not what the fading was talking about. That is something that it automatically does between the beginning and end of every clip. If I go back to another clip, you can see it automatically goes through and does little crossfades between clips, so you get less little weird pops in your audio, which is great. That's one more step that I didn't have to do. But that's not what's happening at the end here. What's happening at the end, I'll make these smaller so I can fit everything on the screen. And so let's make the bus bigger. And if I go into the bus and click on this little menu, I'm going to come down to Audio Assistant, and I'm going to go to AA Level. Watch this. You can see the DaVinci Resolve has gone through and keyframed a bunch of audio volume reduction at the very end. So how do I get rid of that? I hold down Option and Command on a Mac, and I bet you it's probably Control and Alt on a PC, but Option, Command on a Mac, and then if I hover my mouse over top of the keyframe, it gives me a little minus button, and I'm going to click that, and now it's gone. And I just have to do that for all of them. Now, as I do this, I'm going to make a request to anybody who's watching this. If you are really good with Fairlight and you know how you can select more than one of these keyframes at a time, please let us know in the comments down below so that we can all learn from you, because doing this each time drives me crazy. It's still much, much faster than doing the entire edit manually, but it's not something that I want to do if I can help it. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So now that I've got those keyframes gone, I'm going to zoom back in over here and we can hear the end of the video. Full Legion Go S, then check out this video right here. From the Nerd Nest, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. And so we fixed it. So now that I've got my audio nailed, I can render, upload, and publish my video. Next, I want to look at my analytics for my video and see what they can tell me about my video and how it's performing. And if you want to know which parts of YouTube's analytics you should really be focusing on, then check out the link in the description down below or the video that's on screen right now.